And this was the first week of school,
Yes, it was.
and we've got Rachel Doherty here in the house with us. She's with ROWI Teen and Parent Mental Health. And Rachel, when you were here, I don't know, about a month ago, you were saying, and I totally agree with you. You were saying, look, don't wait till the morning school starts to get your kid up on time.
Yes.
Right? So we were using it last week. We kept saying, this is the time to start. Start
Yes.
it now. This is the time to
Yes.
start. Talked to a couple of parents yesterday. Said, yeah, I should have got them up last week.
Yeah, we told you,
'Cause it
didn't
was-
we? We told you.
Yeah, it was like, my God, next time, give me your address. We'll come to your door. Come
Yeah.
on, let's start now.
Yeah, just little
But-
increments help.
No, and it creates, there's already enough strife and stress.
Yes, it just
and now
adds
you
to
got,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And now we're
So-
all overwhelmed before the day's even started.
Kids are fighting about their schedule. Not fighting, but they're stressing over the schedule that they have now.
Yeah.
Some of them have gone. We were talking about this last week. They've gone from elementary to junior high school,
Yeah.
which is a
Big transition.
massive transition, and then again from junior high school to high school.
Yeah.
Again, a lot more pressure on you and what have you. So let's talk about what the parents should be looking like. What kind of slack they should be cutting their kids as they're getting back into the shape here.
Yeah, so I think the first thing is acknowledging, yes, this is a transition for everybody because, like we said, most of us aren't prepping the way that we necessarily would find the most helpful. So it's just acknowledging, yes, you're tired, I'm tired, you're stressed, I'm stressed. This is an adjustment for all of us. And what do we do about it, right?
Yeah.
So whenever we think of any type of routine, also a change in any type of structure, adding in that transition anxiety that's just underlying anyway, we want to think of it like shaping the behavior. So if we think of anything like a pile of clay, we're not expecting the kid to all of a sudden wake up all happy, ready to go. So we want to think of making little changes every day and then essentially molding it to hopefully in a couple weeks, it's a lot more smoother. But it's having realistic expectations of before, if your kid was getting up at 11 and now they're expected to get up at 7, there's going to be some pushback. They're going to be exhausted, and just kind of be patient with the process while we.
So knocking on the door, going, "Come on, get out of bed. You were supposed to be up at half." That's probably not the best way.
No, that's not going to be. That's not going to be helpful. Yeah, and really just giving yourself more time because nobody likes to feel rushed. Nobody likes to feel pressured. So you're already going to create this conflict in the morning, and the drive to school seems to be a big antecedent, which is what happens before arguments in the morning. It's that drive to school. We constantly hear that, and that's where it's
Really?
it's the, well, you didn't wake up on your own, or look, now we're late, now we're all rushing, now we're all stressed, now we're having a conflict.
This is all your fault.
Yes, but it's
I get that. Yeah.
it's a lot
Yeah.
of finger pointing at each other instead of just acknowledging, hey, it's all of us just adjusting,
Yeah.
and everybody else on the road. So then they go to school, they're already upset, they're already wound up. It just piles on and then carries home.
But it doesn't just stop there. I mean, you got to give some advice to parents. Like now, the kids are getting they're getting their schedules. Okay.
Yeah.
Now they may not be with their friends anymore because
Yeah.
once they get to junior high and high school, it's a different environment, different world. I know that one of my granddaughters said to me, "I'm not with anybody I was with last year,"
Yeah.
and so it's different. It's hard for them.
Yeah.
It can be
So
scary.
How do parents? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine. I can imagine, and we get some of the reports back, like especially the young ladies going from junior high school to high school. This is really scary for them
Yeah.
because now there's big people there,
Yeah.
right? So how do you tell the parents to deal with now? Again, this isn't something that the week's over. We're in the rut. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
That doesn't stop for a
Yeah.
couple of weeks yet.
I'd say definitely lean into that discomfort because I think not having all your friends in every class ever is actually a good life skill because we're going to transition to new jobs, right? You're going to transition to all these
Yeah.
different things. And if we have this core kind of safety, emotional safety group with us everywhere, then it's well, I can't do this without my friends. I can't do this sport unless my friends are there. Instead of, again, those social skills of, hey, I can make new friends and I can talk to new people. And really, I think that's a lot of the transition anxiety to a new school year, especially a brand new campus, is that who do I know? Everyone's not with me. What do I do? Instead of just, hey, we're all here. Let's lean into this discomfort and be kind to your kid while they're being anxious about it and just say, yeah, I would be anxious too, and roll with it.
Sure.
Yeah, I guess so. What is that? Just validate that the feeling exists, but at the same time, you need to go through it. You do need to
Yes.
experience it.
Yes, and that happens a lot when someone will come to ROWI. They're, well, I don't know anybody here. And then we go, yep, and you will know people, and we'll help you introduce yourself and have these social skills and get to know people, and then they realize, oh, I was really anxious for not even half as severe as I needed to be.
No, we were just talking about vaping, for instance,
yeah.
and how it was sold to parents and teens too as a way to get you off cigarettes, keep you away from that bad stuff, and how many parents are locked into, no, vaping's safe.
Ugh.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw that repulse. Yeah.
Yeah, I think now that it's kind of been around for about 10 years, I think that myth is largely dispelled.
Yeah.
I will pull up pictures in my office of popcorn lung and show the kids, this is
What it looks like, yeah.
what that looks like, and just give them a lot of education about it. And then thankfully now most parents it's just a hard no with it. But every now and again, it just comes back to education and ignorance is not bliss.
Yeah, it's still kind of a relatively new thing, and just like when cigarettes were still becoming this big main societal thing.
And the guy wearing the doctor's coat going, yes, I have one between patients.
Just smoke it off.
I will
you'll be
show
fine.
the kids the old Camel cigarette commercials, and I'll say, look, this was marketed as this was cool, this was going on. And I said, and kids don't like being told what to do, right? So I said, well, unfortunately, this was marketed to make you look cool, and they did it by offering now waffle flavor, right, and all those different things. So they
waffle
got
flavor might get me to go to vaping.
Really?
or you can just have regular waffles,
See?
But it's just really getting them to see that.
Yeah.
This is the goal, and it's to make money off you and get you addicted to something that is inherently addictive by nature. So it's not that you're failing because you keep vaping. This is designed chemically with billions of dollars to make you addicted to this substance. So
Yeah, and I think that it also adds to another kind of peer pressure of school, especially when you're so
'Cause you need
focused
more.
on your image as well.
Yeah.
Like the image of and for me it's always about how does the hair look.
oh,
From middle
I
school
can
to high
see
school,
that,
it's all
yeah.
about the hair. Is
Yeah.
the hair looking good
Yeah.
today? And fashion evolves, but the hair is here to stay.
Yeah. So I'm going to switch gears on you a little bit here and get your take on the district a couple of years back started to ban cell phones, the use of cell phones. We started at junior high, and they tested at 2 or 3 schools. And there were some complaints, from teachers and parents. But overall, over the last 2 years, there are no cell phones allowed now at the junior high school level. And the kids are doing better. They're paying attention. They're more interactive with the teacher and in the classrooms. But doing a little of my own homework, you've seen some pretty nasty behavioral issues when they try to do it at the high school level, because these kids have become so.
yeah,
That phone is their life, their heartbeat, if you would.
yeah.
What kind of advice would you give parents about that? And I'm not asking you to take a stand, but they need to get. It would be better if they got in line or lined up or helped or supported the district and saying, okay, look, there's no phones. Put your phone off. Put it in your backpack. At least you've got it with you.
So the phones are definitely when we're kind of stuck on them like that, where it's like that lifeline. It's a lot of times it's this anxiety of I need this thing, whether it's so as a distraction or to make sure nobody's posting about me in real time in class, right? Because we hear horror stories like that all the time. People, they took a picture of me eating and just living my life, and it's just awful what happens. So if the cell phones, if we didn't necessarily have access to them in that setting, it would help. However, I think a big part of it too is the behavioral compulsion of just checking.
Yeah.
So whether it's a smartwatch, whatever it may be, any type of compulsive kind of behavior where we're just looking is going to be a distraction. And they're not going to track as well what's being taught in the classroom. They're not going to be as present in conversations, right? So really it's supporting of if there's a, just like at ROWI, we don't allow cell phones while they're here. They check
Good.
them in up front, and the kids are anxious at first, and they survive. And well, if there's emergency, there's a bunch of adults here, just like at a school, right? And
And we have phones.
yeah, and we'll do what we need to do, and really they're able to kind of reduce that anxiety and really focus. And so I would say if the teacher has a hey, I have a no phone policy in my classroom, I need you to help this. We really need the parents to support what's expected in the classroom, because it also teaches the kids of there's expectations at work, at school, whatever it may be, and we need to follow them.
Yeah. No, great advice, and it helps a lot because the parents kind of drive all of that and can be more problematic than helpful. So Tell us, we only got about a minute left.
Yeah.
Let us know a little bit more about ROWI and how people get involved. And
Yeah, so
ask for help.
actually, so our website, ROWI Teen, ROWITEEN.com is a great place to start. We're actually having an open house on Friday the 13th. I know, in
Perfect.
September.
No, I love it.
September.
Yeah.
It's from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. We just moved locations. So we used to be off Turney Road. We moved 2 miles down off Constellation Road, over by Scooters Jungle, Valencia High School. So we have an open house, which is great. Anybody from the community can come check it out. If you're just interested, have questions, you can check out our website. But we have mental health services that really we focus. Mental health is our focus. We're not a substance use facility. We're a mental health, so we can help with any type of.
And we have it up on the website so they can find it that way too. And Rachel,
great.
thanks so much for being with
Yeah,
us.
thanks for having me
Always
back.
fun. Thanks.
I'll see you guys next time.
You're listening to Try to Get TV here at KHTS. We'll be back in just a few minutes.